Student of the way, have you ever been told that the best way to reclaim your power is to disappear? To stop calling, stop texting, to vanish from the life of the one who hurt you? The world calls this no contact, but in the dojo, the ancient masters called it something else, an illusion of control. Because silence can be ignored, but transformation cannot. One master once said, "The best revenge is not to become like your enemy," and this is the truth we often forget. You do not win when someone feels your absence. You win when they no longer recognize the version of you who once needed their approval. So today, set aside the idea of disappearing. There is something far more powerful than silence alone. The ancient masters understood it centuries ago. The quiet pain of watching someone rise beyond the reach of those who once underestimated them. Stay with me until the end, student of the way. Because today, you will learn how to turn heartbreak into strength, rejection into clarity, and pain into purpose. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. Now, let us begin. 1. The myth of no contact. Student of the way. We live in an age where relationships have become strategy. Do not reply, and they will miss you. Act indifferent, and they will regret it. We treat silence like a weapon, as if ignoring someone guarantees victory. But the ancient Master Epictetus warned, "It is not what happens to you, but how you respond." Silence is not a response. It is only a pause. Yes, your absence may disturb someone for a moment, but the human mind adapts quickly. People create stories, excuses, and rationalizations to make peace with your silence. Some will even convince themselves that losing you was their choice. And here lies the painful truth. While you cling to silence, hoping they will miss you, they may be learning to forget you. So ask yourself, student of the way, does your silence reflect growth, or is it simply a quiet attempt at manipulation? Because silence meant only to cause pain loses its power. True Stoicism teaches this. Control lies only in your own actions, never in how others interpret them. So if you wish to reclaim your strength, do not focus on making them feel your absence. Focus on making your presence, even in silence, radiate peace. 2. What hurts more than silence? Student of the way. What wounds the heart more deeply is not that you stopped speaking, but that in your silence, you changed. Seneca once taught, life is not too short. We simply waste much of it. But you, wanderer of the dojo, do not waste your silence. While others drown in regret, you use the quiet to rebuild. Every moment you spend not chasing them becomes a moment of rebirth. You read, you train, you grow, you reshape the person they once took for granted. The real pain does not come from your absence. It comes from the moment they return and find that you no longer fit into the small life they once offered. Imagine their shock when you no longer react as you used to. When your eyes shine with calm instead of need. When your spirit stands where it once knelt. That transformation becomes a mirror they cannot bear to face, because it reveals the truth they tried to ignore. They lost power over you. 3. Every relationship is a reflection. Student of the way. Every relationship is a reflection. We see ourselves in others, and they see themselves in us. When someone mistreats you, they expect you to remain small, dependent, reactive, unchanged. But when you grow instead, when you respond with dignity, you hold up a mirror that exposes everything they tried to hide from themselves. Epictetus taught, when a person is grounded in life, they no longer seek approval outside themselves. Your transformation forces them to confront a truth they avoided, that they once doubted your strength. And that confrontation burns deeper than any silence you could offer. Picture this, student of the way. They left believing you would collapse. They imagined you waiting, scrolling through messages that never arrived. But instead, you rose, you created. You found joy in places they never gave you permission to explore. That image of you shining where they left darkness is the mirror they cannot bear to face, because it destroys the story they told themselves to justify walking away. And perhaps deep within your own past, you have been that person too, the one who underestimated another, only to be humbled by their growth. Now you understand the power of that reflection. It is not revenge, it is awakening. For the pain of the irreversible, student of the way. Silence can end, growth cannot, and this is why transformation cuts deeper, because it creates something irreversible. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Time is a river, a rushing current of events, seen once and carried away." Once you change, you can never step into the same river twice, and they can never meet the same version of you again. The rule of no contact gives the illusion that one day things might return to how they once were. But true healing makes that impossible, because when you finally value your peace, you understand that going back would be like stepping into a cage you have already outgrown. That is the pain the other person feels. Not that you are gone, but that they can no longer reach you. It is like returning to a book they abandoned halfway, only to discover the ending no longer includes them. And that pain is not nostalgia, it is realization. The realization that they lost someone who evolved beyond their reach. This is the quiet justice of life. The consequence that arrives without anger, without revenge, without noise. Only transformation. 5. The Stoic path of transformation. Student of the way. The Stoics called this path self-mastery, the art of rising above your impulses and finding peace within. Seneca taught, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior," and this is what your silence must become. Not a weapon, but a forge. Do not use your distance to punish others. Use it to refine yourself. Do not aim to make them suffer. Aim to make yourself whole. Because once you master your inner world, the outer world loses its hold on you. When you stop living for attention and start living for truth, you become untouchable. You stop reacting. You start choosing. You stop waiting. You start creating. And that evolution, that calm, centered presence, is something no one can ignore. The one who once had the power to hurt you will eventually feel the weight of that loss. Not because you disappeared, but because you returned as someone free. Free from the need to prove, free from the urge to chase, free from the desire to control, free to love without attachment, and to walk away without resentment. So when you feel tempted to use silence only to cause pain, remember this, student of the way. Silence can be forgotten. Transformation cannot. The ancient masters did not teach escape. They taught endurance, clarity, mastery. They did not say, disappear so they will miss you. They said, rise so you will never need to be missed. The real victory is not when they regret losing you. The real victory is when you no longer need them to. And when that moment arrives, when you look into your reflection and see peace instead of pain, you will understand the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, student of the way. Now I speak directly to you. Maybe you are still hurting. Maybe someone's silence has made you question your worth. Do not waste that pain trying to be noticed. Use it. Let it teach you discipline, patience, self-respect. Pick up the book you postponed. Walk the path you kept delaying. Begin building a life not to prove anything to anyone, but to become who you were always meant to be. Because the true power of silence is not in who misses you, but in who you become while they are gone. And when they see you again, not broken, not bitter, but calm, centered, whole, that will cut deeper than any silence ever could. For your transformation will speak louder than any words you might have said. If these words spoke to your heart, leave a comment below. Have you ever had someone come back into your life and find a completely different version of you? Stronger, freer, calmer? Type it in the comment. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs today. And if you want to keep learning from Master Yosho and the Ascended Masters, subscribe. Here you'll find a space to grow, to heal, and transform into the greatest version of yourself. Because what hurts the most is not that you stop speaking, it's that your transformation writes a story where they're no longer needed.